to another video on the channel. Today we're discussing the brand new Algeria squad that's been announced for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Djibouti at home and Burkina Faso away in Morocco. Jamel Belmadi has listed the players he has selected. I suppose the big headline is that there are no sort of new European faces. There is Adam Zourgan involved, I think, for the first time, so that's exciting. But some of the new faces we were expecting haven't been called up. But anyway, let's go through the squad in detail. And as ever, let me know your thoughts on the squad in the comments down below. So starting off with the three goalkeepers. Now usually the goalkeepers are quite straightforward. You expect Rice and Bolhi to be in goal, closely followed by Alexander Ukija, but this time there's no Azzedine Douha. Maybe his days as the third choice keeper are over. Belmadi has got to start thinking about a goalkeeper for the future, and he's called up Majadel again from Medea as the third choice. He was called up as a fourth choice goalkeeper in the recent squad as well, so that's the only real change. Majadel, but he obviously most definitely won't be playing any of the matches as the third choice goalkeeper, but it's good for him to be training around the squad and learning from Mbolhi and Ukija, so that's interesting. But like I say, Mbolhi and Ukija will be fighting for the #1 spot, so not too much to say about the goalkeepers. Moving on to the defence, the four centre-backs you expect to be called up have been chosen, and it does look like these are Belmadi's four centre-backs that he wants to take forward, assuming everyone's fit. Issa Mandi, who's now at Villarreal, he's going to be playing in the Champions League. That's great experience for him. Jamel Ben Lamri, who is a legend of course from the Africa Cup of Nations, he's been called up and he's gone back to the Middle East after a season on the bench in Lyon. And then you've got Bedran, who plays in Tunisia. I think he looked very good when he played for Algeria recently in a game. And you've also got Touba, who looks like to be a real part of this squad, and he's going to play in his first competitive game for Algeria, maybe when Algeria take on Djibouti. So Touba involved in a competitive squad for the first time. No real complaints about the four centre-backs. Of course, assuming everyone is fit, they are probably the best four centre-backs we have at the moment. We've got the likes of Maxime Spano, who he could have called upon. You've got Mehdi Taharat, who he's called upon before. We haven't seen them in the squad this time. So this looks like the four first-choice centre-backs. And of course, will he play Mandi and Ben Lamri together? Will he give Touba a game and let Touba develop? Because I think Touba is going to be a real player for the future, going for future tournaments. So we maybe should give Touba some game time, particularly at home to Djibouti when it's not a particularly difficult fixture. Against Djibouti, we could with respect probably play our second team and still beat them and rest them for the big game against Burkina Faso away. So let's see what happens with the defence. I think the fullback area is where the real talking points are. So thankfully, Rami Bensebaini has been called up at left back because we were worried about the left back situation and seeing if Bensebaini was going to be fit. We don't know if he's going to be 100% fit, but Belmadi has called him up, and yes, Alhamdulillah, Abdellaoui isn't called up. Douche! That's what I'm talking about, Belmadi. You can't call him up because he's not good enough. He's called up Khasef from Tondela in Portugal. Again, I'd love to see what he can do. I think he came through the ranks at Hossendi. So let's see what he can do, and hopefully he's a lot better than Abdellaoui was. I've heard good things about him. And of course, there is a big problem at right back. There's no Youssef Attal. He's got injured against Marseille in that game that ended up being called off, so he effectively got injured for no reason. The one we all wanted to see was the Clermont right back, Akim Zadadka. Now, for whatever reason, I don't think the paperwork was submitted in time, so Zadadka is not involved in this squad. But we have got three right backs in this squad, and they're three right backs we have seen before. Now, the fact that he's called up three shows I don't think he knows who's the best one to use at the moment. We've got Mehdi Zafan, experienced, played in the AFCON final. We've got Beni Yada, another player in Tunisia. He's just played with the local team with Bulgaria in local friendlies against Syria. So he's back in with the main team. And we've also got Halimia, who of course has played a few games under Belmadi. Still unsure about him. But I think if you want to be on the safe side, you should probably go for Zafan. And with respect, we're only playing Djibouti and Burkina Faso, so we shouldn't worry about too many issues there. Of course, they have got Traore from Aston Villa, who could be quite dangerous if he's going up against Zafan, and I think they would look to exploit that Burkina Faso. So the right back area is an issue, but hopefully it won't be too serious. Of course, Attal is a massive blow, but no Zadadka, which is what we wanted to see, but unfortunately he's not here. Into the midfield, six centre midfielders, and Adeline Gudiora still without a club, in talks with Sheffield United in the Championship at 35 years of age. No Gudiora this time. Is that perhaps a sign for the future? Now, Gudiora was instrumental in AFCON, and Belmadi recognised that he needed the player to break up the play. And now, without Guediora, we're going to see how we get on. We've got Benassa, which is very, very good. We've got Feghouli, and we've got Zerouki. And I think Benassa, Feghouli, Zerouki work very well together. On top of that, you've got Hisham Badawi, who started off the season very well with Nice. You've got Belkebla, again, who's playing in Liga, recently played against PSG. And you've got Adam Zorgan, who's made the move to, I think, Belgium. So let's see how he develops. We see a lot of players go to Belgium or Holland first. You know, Touba's in Holland, Zerouki's there. I remember Youssef Attal was in Belgium when he first came to Europe. So let's see how Zorgan gets on. Again, doesn't necessarily have to get game time, but train Zorgan around the squad. Let him get to know the players, let him build chemistry, and then see how he gets on in the future. But that's certainly a very promising central midfield. You've got Benassa, Zerouki, Badawi, and Zorgan, who are all very young. So that is a very promising future in centre midfield. Forget about the likes of Yassine Adli, who would be great to add. You know, the Maxime Lopez's, the Hussam Awars, we always talked about those. We've got a good solid base in centre mid. Yes, it'd be good to add to it, but I think we should appreciate what we have. And I think if we qualify for the World Cup, you will see more players want to make the switch across. I think if we go to a World Cup, you're going to see a lot of players wanting to play for Algeria suddenly, which is unfortunately the way it goes. But I'm very, very satisfied with the midfield we have, even without Guediora. I think we're going to be okay. No Mehdi Abid either, but other than that, the centre midfield is very, very solid indeed. And then the attack is quite straightforward. You've got two right wingers. There's always competition for right wing. Riyad Mahrez had to be one of them. The second one is gone for Rashid Ghazel, who's gone to Besiktas. He's going to be playing in the Champions League this season. Alhamdulillah, there's no Zinedine Farhat. Thank goodness for that. There's no Adam Nurse. Adam Nurse needs to sort out his club future, or he's in danger of not getting selected. Because if Nurse is not playing for another season, I can't see Belmadi taking him. And we know how good Adam Nurse is. Why can't Napoli see that? He's been linked to Marseille. I hope he goes to Marseille and gets some regular playing time. So Ghazel and Mahrez on the right, Benrahma and Belaili on the left. Again, Yassine Brahimi has gone down to the third choice left wing spot, it seems. Belaili and Benrahma will fight for that left wing spot, or will he play Belaili and Benrahma together and put Benrahma in the cam in the number 10 position, which a lot of people have been crying out for, and I think you can afford to do that against the likes of Djibouti. There's no Farid Boulaya. Again, he's not been playing recently. I think he's got an injury problem and he's sorting out his club future as well. But what we've got to keep an eye on is that if the UK add Morocco to the travel red list, then Benrahma and Mahrez might not be able to travel. But hopefully it goes ahead smoothly and safely. But there is a possibility that because of the UK travel rules, that Benrahma and Mahrez might not be allowed to travel to Morocco. But let's keep an eye on that one. So far so good, but keep an eye on that. And then the three strikers, again, very straightforward. Bounedjah, Slimani and Delors. Delors is got to get a start for me. He was so unlucky in the previous three friendlies not to get a start, but I think Delors will get some game time, inshallah. I can see that happening. But again, Slimani there for the experience, Bounedjah, there's three solid strikers. They should be getting on the score sheet in this game. No real competition for the striker position, to be honest. And we have just seen Belfodil go to Hertha Berlin. Can he get into some form and maybe challenge for those spots? But I'm not sure. Belfodil had a great season a few years ago at Hoffenheim, but I'm very happy with Bounedjah, Slimani and Delors. I can't really say any names. I'm disappointed that aren't there. I would have liked to see Zadadka have a go at right back. That hasn't materialised. Zorgan, congratulations to him on the call-up. Majada, the backup keeper. You know, we've got Touba, Zerouki, Badawi. Belmadi is keeping an eye on the future. We need to see more of Benrahma with the national team and see how he gets on. Ghazel, he's been good in recent call-ups. So it's a squad that should be capable of getting us 6 points out of 6 in these World Cup qualifiers. But let me know what your thoughts are on the squad in the comments down below. Hopefully Benzabeni can stay fit. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.